Okay, guys, have a great show. I gotta run. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an artist and I haven't been able to have any shows or, um, like in gallery or even in public. Or I made a cow with a mask on and I put it in the in the country exhibition, and I actually won a little ribbon.
Wow.
I just wanted to put smiles on people's face because it seems, so serious.
Oh, well, I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate to. I inherited this pagan, Facebook pagan art site where this woman from Wales has started this wonderful pagan art site called Chronicles, and by the time it became just me as the main administrator, I had gotten up to 70,000 viewers. And one of the wonderful things that I learned about posting all this artwork, because I always make sure that the artists get credit, is all the main places where artists can sell their work.
Mm.
And I really recommend that, like redbubble.com, deviantart.com, imprint.com,
Just post your images and stuff.
fineartamerica.com.
Do
You
all
can
of
no, you
that?
can post your images, but you can also make a financial array. You can also register your art there, where they will make prints
Yeah.
of your
Oh,
art.
that's like Redbubble, isn't it?
Yes. All right. So you can. Oh, Redbubble is pretty fun because it's because I have limited wall space,
Right.
but I have so much artwork that I want to buy. I want that and I want that. So if I can't buy it as a print, I will take a print that I love and put it on a coffee mug, or I will take a print that I love and put it on a pillowcase.
I started that on my own website, print products, digital products, so people can purchase an image. They get a high resolution JPEG.
Yeah, I think I need to put
How
my
many
Redbubble in.
usually? Is it JPEGs? Is that the best format that you buy, Simon? Or I'm just learning as I go.
Um,
Or should it
uh,
be PNG or CVAG? Oh my gosh, just like 10 different formats.
that's a good question. I probably if I have I'm going to be selling some of my little wooden canvas artwork probably on either if not on my personal website, but probably on Etsy. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you make a good point. If I would want to, if I would probably want to give the highest resolution if I was going to,
Yeah, that would be obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Highest resolution, but maybe give a couple of files in different formats. I'm not sure. The research will continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't uh, tried. I tried Printful. Got no, but maybe you have to saturate the market. Is that what you're suggesting, Simon? Like just
yeah,
charge everyone?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I got into this interesting debate over I don't know how like artwork is dying. Artwork just isn't what it used to be. And I'm like, no, I don't agree
No.
with that at all. I
It's
was
like the
able
opposite.
I was able to okay, I was able to I have found I have I have found so many incredible artists, but you have to look really have to look for them online. I mean, that's where mostly where they're conglomerated. And before I became an energy healer, I was trying to make it into the art gallery world. I was doing internships all over the city. Like I remember one time I was an internship with this one gallery woman who was had a gallery that she was managing in Soho, and I thought, oh, that's so cool, but she was finding it very stressful. And I saw this huge pile of envelopes of people's portfolios that she hadn't even gone through. And I'm just like, I wasn't, and it's because I was in art when I went to art school. I was thinking this doesn't resonate with
Yeah.
me. you know.
Yeah, that's a really great suggestion. It's very time consuming, um, And
No,
it's a
I,
learning curve. Each one has its own. I mean, they get more standard, but they each have their own for
no, I've done a lot of healing fairs, and one thing I love about going to fairs is that there are also art vendors there,
yeah.
and eventually I will add an art vendor table to my vendor space as well.
That's good. I'm really isolated on Vancouver Island, right at, on the island. I'm on the island, so we don't have, and even in Canada, we don't have conferences and like major kind of events. You have to go to the States. And as a Canadian artist, that's hard too because you have
What
to
about
have all these tax forms before you bring art over the border. And oh my gosh.
festivals?
Yeah, no, we don't have those kind of things really.
No, wow.
Especially
Welcome, Valerie.
I guess I just got to be the late bird today. Zoom we just were not zooming. We were just not jiving together. Well, thanks for your patience. This is really, very frustrating when these things happen. Thank you so much for your patience.
Worth the wait, worth the wait.
I hope Mira can do. She told me this morning she wanted to do some things to just help you, perk everybody up. So that's kind of where we're coming from. We can all
That's good, Valerie. That's good. Well, again, since we are live, hi, and hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone watching on Zoom and across the world as we are being live streamed. This is our 1 year anniversary, and this is one of our beautiful, absolute magnificent shows that I love doing from Magdalena Chronicles, because our special guest tonight is none other than Valerie Donner. And I'm going to read the bio of Valerie Donner, but I'm going to really tell you the story of how I connected with Valerie and why she's on the show. So Valerie Donner is actually a spiritual counselor, an intuitive healer, reader, teacher, energy worker, divine communicator, a channel, a writer, and a poet. She works with the masters, the galactics, like Mira and the Apollo. She has been meditating daily for over 40 years. She works deeply at the heart and soul level to create a profound teaching and healing experience with her clients and her students. She draws from her experiences in the corporate world as an ex-healthcare worker and executive, as well as from the multidimensional realms of which we are all a part of. She's available for personal sessions, and she does teach. So it's going to be really cool. I'm going to put all of Valerie's information and contact at the end. But how I know Valerie is I was channeling a being from the galactic, from the Pleiades, for about 2 years. And I had no idea who I was channeling. I just was getting messages, and it was just such an amazing experience. And then I found Valerie online. And immediately when I found Valerie online, I actually connected with her at a heart and soul level, called her up from New York to California on August 8th, the Lions Gate, and said, Valerie, I have a message for you. And I need to do a Lionsgate reading with you because I found Mira. And she says, that's great, because I've been channeling Mira for many, many years. So today we actually present to you a live transmission and channeling from Mira, who actually is from the galactic spectrum, from the Pleiades. And she's big one for me because she's been my mentor, she's been my guide, and she is the one who pushed me more into the awakening process than anything else. So thank you so much. So I don't spend any more minutes, but introduce you to our most precious guest, Valerie Donner.
Thank you, sweet. Our most precious host. So thanks everybody for being here. Just so you know a little bit about how this channeling experience came to me. First of all, I saw Mother Mary in a dream state. This was well over 20 years ago, well over 20 years ago. And I saw myself speaking for her. And I didn't feel worthy, so I just went, no, I couldn't do that. So then about 3 months later, I was meditating and I kept, well, actually, it was a Sunday night. I was trying to sleep and I kept hearing Dewall cool, Dewall cool, Dewall cool. I didn't know who he was, but I wrote his name down and I had to ask a friend and he said, oh yeah, he's this great master. And you know, and okay, that's really nice that he came to me. So then the next time I meditated, which I do meditate twice a day. So the next time I meditated, I saw him as the Tibetan. I saw him in orange robes with kind of like an orange hat, like you would see the Dalai Lama sort of, because he was known as a Tibetan. And so I recognized him. And then the next time I meditated, he said, get a pen and paper and start writing. So he taught me how to channel. When a master comes to you and you have a situation like that, like, gotta pay attention. So I've been, that's how I got into doing this. And I've, you know, had quite a few different beings come to me. I've heard that they do like me to speak for them. And so that's an honor and a blessing. And so and then Mira, I've been channeling her for over 20 years. I started doing that when I was living in Mount Shasta. I lived there for 3 years. So, and I know that she and I, one of the reasons that I channel her is because she and I are friends. We've known each other for millions of years, probably like you, Mariana, and millions of years. And we have energetically a similar energetic match. I was told that's why she's speaking, you know, through me. And this is important. This is important information. And we're going to be stepping in much more to working with the galactics. And so I can't even remember how many years ago it was now, because it's gone so fast and I don't write all these things down. But she told us that she was working full time with the Earth Council. This is the council that's overseeing the Earth. And if you don't know this, the Pleiadians have been assisting not just this planet, but many planets in their ascension process. So she's very tuned in to what's going on with the Earth. As you know, participant in the Earth Council is watching over all of this. So just know we're not alone. And how much time do we have? I'm not sure how long this Zoom call is supposed to be. I'll just go as long as she, you know, had, you know, but is there a time that we have to?
Yeah, about till 7:30, maybe earlier.
Okay, so I'm 3 hours earlier. Okay, all right. So we'll just see what happens. Okay. So I'd like to invite you all to please close your eyes and to breathe deeply and get relaxed and just shut kind of the world out of your mind as best you can and take a few more deep breaths. So please call up your I am presence. That's your higher self, your God self. All of the angels and guides, masters, everybody who works with you. And I'm going to call up my I am presence, all of the angels and guides and masters, everybody who works with me, including the energies of the Christ, Mother Mary, and Saint Germain, Dewal, Kul, and Katumi, and the archangels Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and Michael, and the Native American healers and the Pleiadians, the Murians, anybody else who's here today to assist us with this information. and with our healing. Whatever is for your highest good. And we know it is done. It is done. It is done. And we're most grateful and most blessed. So please picture all your chakras open, the chakras in the bottom of the feet, go down, connect with the heart of Mother Earth. And draw Mother Earth's loving, nurturing, healing, supportive energy as golden, sparkly light. Back through the bottoms of the feet to the base of the spine, into every chakra, every cell, and all your being. Coming down from the realms of light, bringing in white sparkly light into the crown, the third eye, the throat, heart, the solar plexus, the second and first chakra, filling every cell full of white sparkly light, and taking that to the DNA. And balancing the energies of heaven and earth, and then just clearing out all the electromagnetic fields, restoring, renewing, releasing, repatterning, and recalibrating all the electromagnetic fields. So just feeling our oneness together. I would like to invite Mira from the Pleiadian High Council to please come and speak with us today. So just give me a couple minutes to bring her in. Greetings. I am Mira. I am pleased to speak with you today. This meeting was on my calendar as well as yours. And I want you to know that there is divine purpose with us speaking today. We are a global, multi-dimensional family. And you are in my group and in my heart. This was a planned event at this special time of Earth time of February 9th, 2022. Do you realize how fortunate we are to be having this meeting today? And by the way, I want to assure you that there are many more beings here because we are multidimensional and galactic, and so are you. Then you can see with your inner eyes or your outer eyes. In some ways, you might call it a bit of a conference. And I do spend most of my time monitoring the earth with the Earth Council. We watch over you. We know intimately what you are going through. We understand the importance of this huge experience that's occurring now on the earth. You all chose and were chosen to be here now. And it has proven to be a little bit trickier than you had anticipated. Some of you might have assumed that you would just easily drop the density of the third dimension and the fourth, and just pop into the fifth and just be glowy beings of light, which you are anyway. But you thought that maybe you didn't have to go through all the stuff that you're experiencing right now. So take a deep breath on what I just said. Couple deep breaths, and know what you're experiencing now is the full, straight on process of ascension. Full, straight on process of ascension. We understand how uncomfortable this can be for your bodies, for your minds, for your hearts, for your souls. You just, in some ways, have to make assumptions right now that even though you can't see the future, well, maybe some of you can, or feel it completely, but you have to assume that you're on the trajectory. And when you breathe in to this truth and know it's good, and you know you're going into the golden age, and you know you're going to have everything you need. You're going to live in beauty, in community. You'll be freeing yourselves from the entanglements of simply the material world of the third dimension. So it's a little uncomfortable at times because all around you, you see the change. Everything is changing. Relationships, corporations, work positions, your bodies, what you choose to eat, what you don't necessarily want to eat anymore, what you like and what you don't like, and who you want to be around and who wants to be around you because they have choices too. Your friends and family. So things are not the way they used to be. And they never will be. Because this all has to shift. And everyone who's staying in the fifth dimension and higher, who's going through this ascension, is required to live in their hearts, to live in love, in cooperation and gratitude, and peace and harmony and joy, and helping each other. You're going to be so involved in the now moment, dear ones, that you won't want to regress into the past to remember what the old days were like, because as some of you are discovering, the way that we lived, you lived, and we observed you. In the past, is a different world than you realize it is now. It's a different world. So many of you would just like to forget that and move on. Move on from the material world. Be in the spiritual world. Let us come and visit you. Your Pleiadian friends, your galactic friends, your families from all of creation. Can't wait to meet you. They want to come and celebrate your freedom because this is your destiny. They want to help you. And as you know, we're not just dangling important information about helpful technologies, but we're going to present them. In fact, this is in the process now. Technologies that will heal the body, the mind, the soul. Amazing technologies that you should have had a long time ago. And so these obstacles were service to self, beings who blocked what you so deserved for about 70 years, have been removed from the planet. And they will never be allowed to come back. So you just have those who are their minions who don't even, they're not very smart. They just followed orders and they're just doing automatically certain things that they've done before. But they too are losing all of their power and are being completely suppressed and taken over by the light. So they too will not vibrate high enough to be here in the golden age on this beautiful, beautiful earth. Sometimes it is all too simple to feel like when you're in this process that you are just tripping over yourselves. Don't know what direction to go into. Don't know what to do. Find that you can't plan for the future because you can't really get a sense of what's going to be available. I think you know what we mean. So you know, dear ones, you are blessed to be here now on the earth, bringing your energy, love, their light, your consciousness, your healing abilities, and the many, many other abilities that you have that you're using, some of which you might not even be aware of. Because what's happening here on the earth and in this solar system and this galaxy has never been done before. Never has a planet ascended with life on it. Never. So for us, this too is a grand experiment because we are learning what you and your bodies are going through, what your emotions are like. And how much this change is daring. It's a daring change. It's almost like you didn't realize what you were getting into, which many of you would probably agree with that. Didn't realize it. So the Earth Council, all of the councils of light, the Galactic Federation, the Federation of Light, all the different galactics, the masters and the archangels are all focused here now. And they are learning too, along with you. We monitor you daily. We monitor the Earth herself, who is certainly going through a lot. She loves her children dearly and has suffered long enough. We love her dearly. She is very loved throughout creation. But you know, many beings did not want to enter or were not allowed to enter this field of energy due to wars and darkness and the very unfortunate events that have occurred for beings who've wanted to control the earth. So the truth is coming out. The lies are being swept away. Hearts are awakening. And there is a huge awakening on the entire planet and all that surrounds it. The other planets in the solar system and galaxy are waiting for the Earth to shift so that they too can ascend into higher levels of consciousness. Our Creator is pleased. Is most happy with what you are doing and wants you to know that soon these challenging energies, once they have accomplished what they are intended to do, will be smoothed over and replaced with glorious light. Awakened hearts connections with long lost family, spiritual family, galactic family. You will be living in such joy and abundance. Which you very much deserve. You are valuable assets in this great galactic puzzle of what ascension is about. You were specifically chosen very carefully by the Creator to be here now on the planet, to be with all the beings of light. Specifically chosen, and you volunteered. We have cadres of gifts for you. Many, many ships to bring you wonderful technology to make your lives easier. We don't think it's going to take you very long to figure out how to use this technology. And you will find it so much easier to live. And what gifts you have will all be used, the gifts that you came here to bring to the earth, to each other. You'll be so happy that you're living from your hearts and that you're doing what you came to do. You won't have to work for money. You do a job just to have a job. Everyone will have very nice housing based on higher principles of design, based on sacred geometry. And energetic balance. And what you eat will be balanced, and high vibrational food and nutritional drinks. Very high vibrations. that will make you feel good, uplift you, and spiritually provide for you in every aspect of your body's needs for nutrition. I'd like you to just breathe in some of this light right now that is coming as I speak. It's coming from the Earth Council and the Pleiadian High Council. From all the beings of light. Wishing you well-being and powerful strength and energy that catapults you and all who are ready into the golden age. If you breathe this in and begin to just feel that vibration that we're giving to you right now, you will get a bit of a sense of what it's going to feel like to be here on the planet. And to assist each other and the earth in restoration. And renewal. I will remind you, dear ones, that you will have everything that you need. And I will acknowledge you for being high level beings. For being victorious. Elated. And prime shakers and movers in this divine plan. So what some of you are noticing in these final days of this so-called play, movie, story of the earth happens to be the end of duality and polarity. The duality between the light and the opposite is shattering to the hearts and souls as more people awaken and begin to learn how wrong it has been by the way that humanity and all of life, including the earth especially, have been treated. This is one of the reasons that we, the Pleiadians, and many other galactic civilizations, all of creation, is here standing with you supporting you, cheering you on. As you completely walk away from the old world. And live in the new earth. Take a few more deep breaths. And breathe into your heart. And please feel all the love and energy that we are sending to you now, to raise your vibration and to make it a little easier for this last stretch of this journey into the new earth. Everything that you've been wanting to do, or be, or say, will be opened up to you. And breathe in the joy that you will be living in. With all the freedom to create and be your I am self. Today, I hope I have painted a bit of a picture for you. Of where you fit in this whole divine plan and where you're going and who you're going with. A beautiful future is laid out for you, dear ones. All you need to do is to stand tall, rise to the occasion, be strong in your heart and keep your eye on the prize. So, when you are ready, please allow yourself to come back into the room. Let yourself come back into your body. And you can open your eyes. If you're not in your body, you can like sit up and put your hands on your knees, or imagine a golden anchor coming from your tailbone and wrapping around the core of the earth. Mariana. You should have heard the windows creaking here because so many beings came in. And I don't know if you could hear, anybody could hear any creaking, but that's always fun. Because, Mira, she's very popular. And, so a lot of other beings come and join us. So it's fun.
Thank you, Valerie. Yes, I heard plenty of creaking. There was plenty of creaking going on my end too.
Did you? Okay, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
And what was so interesting was when I used to be a client actually at Valerie for many years, and I used to always receive a DNA activation when working with her. But what was different today was actually that it was almost like a spiritual surgery, and it felt like an electrical impulse actually being woven into the back of my spine on the L4 and L5 section. And it was really incredible because it was almost like a DNA activation, but almost like the chakras were opening. It was dealing primarily in the root chakra for support, for safety, in the sacral and in the solar plexus. A lot of the lower base chakras, which is really identifying and confirming what Valerie was saying. And it was really interesting because the whole body felt so cold, but it was like tingling and all over, like in the arms and in the legs, but in certain locations and especially in the spine. So it felt like a spiral was going up, like electrodes were literally going up through the spine. So which I found was just absolutely interesting. So it was a giant confirmation of, what a lot of us were really going through, which is a total and full recalibration of our DNA. And I've had multiple channelings on this since 2017 about the deconstruction of the codons and the key codes and the firings up of the codons itself in order to enhance and advance the DNA and in order to recalibrate the system so it could function in accordance with the ascending and the picking up of the vibration and the leveling up. So it was really a giant DNA activation for me. And I was actually given the message for everyone that is listening to the call, will be listening to the call, will be drawn and attracted to the call. Again, as I always say in every show, every event that we do, if you are drawn to this, then that must mean that your DNA is ready. This is part of your blueprint. This is part of your soul path and mission. And for anyone that was on the call listening to this and going through this process, it was definitely a DNA activation. Aside from it being a live transmission, please do drink lots of fluids for another 3 days. And please allow the system to recalibrate and integrate for the next 3 days, because that is utterly important, which includes 6 to 8 hours of sleep, high nutritional foods, highly vibrational foods, a lot more plants and vegetables, more like greeny, leafy vegetables, and definitely fluid, lots of fluid. But I want to open up the floor and say thank you so much, Valerie, once again. This was absolutely amazing. So thank you. And for anybody that has comments or questions, please do speak and I'll spotlight you. Let me see. Rosalyn, would you like to say a word or two? Yes.
Just unmuting. Thank you so much,
Let me
Valerie.
spotlight you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Valerie. Thank you so much, Mariana, and everyone.
Absolutely.
I was also having the ice capades go through my entire being. Yeah, it was, yes, very many beings. And just as we were in the midst of that, the rain started to come, which always speaks to me here in Israel. And it really it was the energy was just electrifying. Just thank you so much for that, Valerie.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Very much. Wish we had some of your rain here in California.
I'll try and send a little that way.
Would you please?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, dear one. Thank you.
We can send it from the inner earth even. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's funny because Moksha Devi and I were having a conversation, and I was also channeling. We were both bringing through. It seems we've definitely were meant to have this gathering, and it is a magnificent work. Feeling that so much. I think our energy and our unity here is speaking for itself, and the energy of Gaia is speaking through all of us. I think I'm just sending this energy out right now through me as well, and allowing that to happen, as we all are, and gloriously celebrating that we are here now in this awareness, knowing why we are here now, and finding ourselves in this moment. A drop in the ocean, and an ocean within every drop, an entirety of oneness. Such gratefulness, such grace, such humility, such gratitude for that we are. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Rosalind. It's funny that you mentioned the ocean. It's so funny that Rosalind mentions the ocean, because as we were listening to the transmission, I was actually picturing myself in Israel, in the Sea of Galilee, and actually jumping off a cliff into the sea and just being one with the sea inside, in the water, and just feeling the stillness of the waters and being one. And Mary, I call her the Cosmic Miriam, used to do that when she was a child with her family members. And she would explain that experience of being able to jump off a cliff and go into the waters and to just stay there and just feel nothing but freedom from anything of the outside world, because she would feel one with God. She would feel that inner divine essence, soul, primordial, adamantine particle connection, not only to herself, but to all that is. And so that is what was felt through this live transmission. So thank you so much, Rosalind, for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have actually, as Rosalind was saying, Moksha Devi with us today. And Moksha, if you can, Devi grace us also with a message as well. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Valerie, thank you so much for being the conduit that you are. And my whole body is just elated because, of course, Roz and I were in sisterhood literally right before this conclave comes together. And Roz and I were literally having that vibrational experience of completing each other's sentences. And I could hear the words, right, that were funneling through you even before they got, right, uttered through sound and space. And so it's like she speaks, right? The remembrance of my heart. And so having all of us here today as being such complementary conduits vibratory oracles gathered, as has been named in language as a cadre and council structure. Simultaneously, I also am feeling us, right? Chalice councils within chalice councils. So as much as they have also been, right, transmitting with us, our other multidimensional aspects are also transmitting, right, in partnership with them. So it was like nests of consciousness within nests of consciousness, or fractals of council meetings amongst all of us today, that they're imparting confirmation, assurance, validation, and that appreciation of that which we represent and make possible in this continuum, as much as we are also giving our appreciation and recognition of the duties that they're successfully, impeccably imparting, right? And the continuums that they are stewarding, and the confluence, right, of this multi-spectrum dance of the integrity that's available amongst all of us together, which is an exquisite and spectacular spectrum. What I would additionally weave into this ocean that we're all swimming in is that I realize that many gifted emissaries have been structuring something called the quantum financial system for actually many years now. And since I am a tantrika at heart, as is Magdalena, as is Isis, as in all the different emanations of the Divine Mother, the way that these technologies become available in the physical continuum is still through the birth canal, for me, archetypally of the Divine Mother. And I know a lot of people have seen the different med beds that are coming through. It's just another iteration of technology that's already been pledged and promised to us. And the terminology that I was sharing with Roz earlier is the principle of the Dakini. And in a lot of the indigenous cultures, they referred to this galactic womb, right? That emanates from the ongoing moment of creation. And every galactic high council, right, would be in reverence to this galactic womb center. The interstellar, like holy grail. First breath, first emergence from the void. And what I keep reaffirming when I'm upon the naked body of Gaia Sophia, is that I welcome all of this technology to be in that space of that immaculate conception within the fertility of this quantum womb chakra itself. That can be in the ineffable mystery of a quantum superposition in the belly of Mother, Father, Earth, and also simultaneously at the ineffable infinite origins. So for me, I would funnel into our gathering principles of real sacred sexuality. So all of these technologies also get to partner with their sacred feminine reflection of the vibrant original life force that has the capacity to bring it into matter. From the Armanti, which was, called the midichlorian particles in the Star Wars mythology. So I call forth the tantric divine feminine counterpart of all of these brilliant intergalactic technologies. I call them the quantum lovers. And that this passion being shared, which is like a tantric marriage between the technology and the consciousness that loves it into its form for us in this physical continuum: earth, air, fire, water, akash, sixth element, right? This adamantian spirit molecules. That I welcome this successful precipitation as the miracle of all life. Roz and I were talking about holy magic, instantaneous manifestation, except the midwives, the spiritual midwives, Magdalena and many others. We are pulsing with its midwifery through all of these octaves of light, so that as it funnels in and spirals into the physical continuum, we are honoring and respecting its original primordial, energetic fabric, blueprint, morphogenetic, unified field. I'm also honoring and acknowledging the principles of divine justice, the aspects of the goddess that are fierce compassion, and this fierce love emanation of the Divine Mother, creating that nest space, this pristine field perimeter, so that these technologies that have already been promised and have already been, right, in sequential progression into the physicalized representation of their all existing truth with us now, because I feel and experience her loving womb vortex, affirming that it is so right here, right now. Which is what you would call the spontaneous iteration of these technologies, just quote unquote cropping up, because we just jump a timeline. And it's already made available. So there's that version. I also know that each and every one of us here is also simultaneously scheduled to receive a very large inheritance. I'll just lovingly language it as trans-dimensional living soul family trust. Has already been bequeathed to us even before we made our first covenant with the soul of this planet. So let's imagine that even before the planet became a planet, we said we'd come and incarnate with her and wear her robes, because each of us could take on the physicalization, because Gaia and Doshkia and Tontana provided these vehicles, right, for our Kiskana infusion. So we know her even before she adopted her physical planetary body. Same thing with the transference of the intergalactic accounting. The moment that we agreed to incarnate, was also the authorization of what in the Egyptian culture is called the principles of the sacred commerce. So that all ambassadors and emissaries that agreed to make the pilgrimage into this physical earth space came with full access to their inheritance simultaneously upon arrival. So it was like I got that today we could be available to the activity of opening the vault ish together with each other. And that, tantrically amongst all of us, that we are both gatekeepers and also key masters. And that this coven, this cadre, this council is vibrating with each other in our human bodies, minds, hearts, and souls to also unlock these soul codes in each other's company and presence, the full blessing and benediction of the planet, because the currency that flows is pure light vibration, chi, prana, kundalini, the vartyaranana, and then it also materializes into, right, many spontaneous blessings for each of us individually and also collectively. So that's my way of just bowing in recognition to all of us here. And the metaphor that I've been using is the equivalent when Harry Potter went to Grindelwald's and found out that there was an account left in his name from his true mom and dad. And every one of us here knows, right? We arrived through our human parents, and we still have our original supernal parents, supernal mother, supernal father, source code of all life, and they are the beloveds that have bequeathed, right, these allocations of resource and assets and large amounts of abundance and prosperity. I call it the tree of unlimited divine resource flowing to us, through us, as us, so that we can step into this role as benefactors, literally, for this first emergence, the Vartyanana of human systems that are 100% congruent with the law of that which serves the highest and best good for all life and living simultaneously, aka the true balancing. So I didn't know all this was going to come out of my mouth. Thank you for giving me the space to give it voice amongst us. And I pray it is of value in our collective recipe of love.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I'm more than sure a lot of those that are going to be listening in and those that are listening in now appreciate that message very much.
Beautiful.
So, aho, namaste. And as Valerie usually always says, and so it is done. And so it is done. Ashe and Shingo. And so it is done. In our words, to add to that, we are open and ready to receive. And we are thankful that it's already there. And so we'd like to say thank you to everyone participating on this call. Thank you so much to Simon Deacon and April and Moksha Devi. Thank you so much, Valerie. That was absolutely incredible. Rosalind, thank you so much for your
So glad.
absolute eloquence and beauty as always to our conversations. You are just absolutely magnificent. And Valerie, would you have any last words that you want to just kind of add before we close?
I'm just so happy that we were all together here today. And I feel so much love in my heart for all you, and I know Mira does. And thank you, Mariana, for manifesting, creating this gathering. And, I know you did it with divine nudging. So anyway, so thank you so much. If any of you want, I forgot to put in my bio that I had this website for like 25 years. It's called thegroundcrew.com.
Yes.
And so I do monthly writings and, to kind of help people, just support them along the way. So anyway, it's thegroundcrew.com. And thank you all so much, and lots of blessings. And All good things to all of us. Thank you. Thank you, dear ones. Thank you.
Thank you to all. And again, thank you to Valerie. Thank you so much for that. And to everyone that participated on this call. And thank you to all that will be watching. And special message just at the end. Whatever hardships, obstacles that are being experienced at this time, whoever's might be going through a dark night of the soul, a recalibration period, any kind of transitional periods that you are experiencing or cycles in the beginning of the new year, just remember, and that is the message that I was graciously receiving during both transmissions between Valerie and Moksha, and even with Rosalind. Have faith, just like Debbie said, have faith in the fact that you not only came here to your own earthly paternal parents, you also came from the source of all that is. And as per your divine blueprint, your soul mission still stands. All you have to do is show up to it. All you have to do is open your heart, open your soul's eyes and your soul's consciousness and the ability to connect with your higher self. Open yourself up and just show up to your life, to your remembering, to your consciousness of awakening. Show up to that, have faith, and remember, you are a spiritual being, galactic being, a star seed in all of its glory, having a human experience and dancing the dance of creation together with Mother Gaia, Mama Pacha, and not the other way around. Choose love. Choose, like Moksha Devi said, fierce compassion, kindness, smile, a laugh, happiness, joy, harmony, and balance over anything else. And believe that love is the greatest, most vivacious force in the universe, in the multiverse, and in the omniverse. And love is what pulls us all together as a global and galactic community of souls, helping our dear Gaia to ascend. We love you all. Have a blessed night. Namaste.
Thank you.